10 Lessons from the 48 Laws of Power. Hello there. Today, we're delving into a treasure trove of wisdom from Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. In this video, we're uncovering 10 invaluable lessons that are the cornerstone of mastering power dynamics in our modern world. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Stay tuned for more eye-opening content. Let's get started. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. This law is all about understanding the immense value of your reputation and taking steps to protect it. Socrates said, "Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of." This sentiment emphasizes how your reputation is like a precious gem that should be treasured. We live in a time where information spreads incredibly fast, thanks to the internet and social media. One misstep, one bad decision can have far-reaching consequences. Imagine you're in a professional setting, working on a project. Your reputation for being reliable, honest, and competent is what people rely on. If you guard and maintain that reputation, it will open doors for you and build trust with colleagues and superiors. On the other hand, if you're known for being unreliable or untrustworthy, it can be incredibly difficult to regain that trust. The Roman philosopher Seneca put it succinctly, "It takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it." Your reputation is a reflection of your character, and it's something you should cherish and protect. As the saying goes, your reputation is what others think of you. Your character is what you really are. So, in today's world, where reputations can be built or shattered with a single click, guarding it with care is a timeless piece of wisdom. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. This law emphasizes the power of your deeds over empty words. It is like a reminder that actions speak louder than words. Instead of trying to convince or persuade through endless arguments or debates, you let your actions do the talking. It's like showing through your behavior that you're trustworthy, capable, and dependable. Think about it in the context of a workplace. Let's say there's a team project, and rather than boasting about your ideas, you roll up your sleeves and start doing the actual work. Your dedication and competence become evident to everyone around you. In personal relationships, too, this law holds weight. Instead of trying to persuade someone with a flood of words, you demonstrate your love, trustworthiness, and support through your actions. As the philosopher Lao Tzu put it, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Taking that step is more powerful than merely talking about it. Now, this doesn't mean you should never communicate or discuss ideas. It's more about prioritizing actions as the primary means of proving your worth and capabilities. In a way, it's about embodying the qualities and values you want to be known for, rather than just talking about them. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. This law essentially suggests that in certain situations, it can be advantageous to appear friendly and open, while secretly gathering information and understanding the intentions of others. This tactic is about being astute and perceptive in social interactions. In modern terms, think about it like this. Imagine you're in a business meeting or a social gathering. You might present yourself as affable, interested, and easy to talk to. You're building rapport, much like a friend would. Meanwhile, you're quietly observing and listening, picking up on subtle cues and gaining insights into people's true motivations or concerns. A notable philosopher who touched on this idea is Sun Tzu, an ancient Chinese military strategist and philosopher. He once said, "All warfare is based on deception." While he primarily discussed military strategy, this idea can be applied to various aspects of life, including negotiations, politics, and even personal relationships. In the context of everyday life, this law encourages us to be perceptive, to read between the lines, and to understand that not everything is always as it seems on the surface. It doesn't mean you should be deceitful or manipulative, but rather it's about being discerning and strategic in your interactions. To put it succinctly, this law advises being a good listener, paying attention to body language and tone, and learning to discern people's true intentions, even when they may not be explicitly stated. It's about being astute in social situations, which can be a valuable skill in navigating complex modern relationships and environments. Remember, as Sun Tzu said, opportunities multiply as they are seized. Being perceptive can help you seize those opportunities effectively. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Law 16 is all about the power of creating a sense of longing or anticipation by not always being readily available. It's a bit like the old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. In ancient philosophy, this idea aligns with the principle of balance and moderation, which was emphasized by philosophers like Aristotle. He believed that finding the right measure in all things leads to virtue and wisdom. Applying this law in modern life means knowing when to step back or be a bit reserved, which can actually enhance the respect and honor others have for you. Imagine you're in a leadership position at work. Instead of constantly being in everyone's business, sometimes taking a step back and allowing your team to work independently can actually foster a sense of trust and respect. It shows that you have confidence in their abilities and gives them room to shine. Aristotle once said, "Moderation in all things." This quote really encapsulates the essence of Law 16. It's about finding that sweet spot between being present and being absent, so you can actually enhance your influence and reputation. Of course, it's important to remember that this shouldn't be used manipulatively or in a way that isolates you from genuine connections. It's more about being mindful of the impact your presence or absence can have on a situation and using it strategically to build respect and honor. It's about recognizing that sometimes less is more. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. Plan all the way to the end essentially means thinking ahead and considering the long-term consequences of your actions. This concept applies to modern-day life in various ways. Imagine you have a big project at work or a significant life goal. When you're working on that project, you don't just think about completing the next task. You think about how each step contributes to the overall goal. You anticipate potential challenges and setbacks and have contingency plans in place. This aligns with Aristotle's idea of practical wisdom or phronesis, which involves practical decision-making that considers the broader context. Moreover, the Stoics, like Seneca, emphasize the importance of looking ahead and preparing for adversity. Seneca famously said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." In modern life, this means that while you can't predict every twist and turn, you can still prepare for the unexpected by having a well-thought-out plan that considers possible future scenarios. In a career context, this law aligns with the advice from ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Planning for the long term means you're prepared to bounce back from setbacks and continue pursuing your goals. In essence, Law 29 reminds us to think beyond the present moment, to consider the future implications of our choices, and to have a well-rounded strategy in place. It's about blending the wisdom of ancient philosophers with modern planning techniques to make informed decisions and navigate life's complexities more effectively. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. Law 32 is all about understanding that people are often drawn to illusions, dreams, and fantasies. It's recognizing that sometimes we're captivated by things that may not be entirely real or grounded in reality. Plato, a famous Greek philosopher, once told a story called the allegory of the cave. He described people who were chained inside a cave, only able to see shadows on the wall. These shadows were all they knew, and they mistook them for reality. This allegory illustrates how people can be captivated by illusions. Think about how we're often drawn to movies, TV shows, or even social media. We're fascinated by stories and images that transport us to different worlds or show us an idealized version of reality. This law encourages recognizing this tendency in people and using it to your advantage. For instance, in marketing and advertising, companies often tap into our desires and aspirations. They create ads that show us the lifestyle we could have if we buy their products. This is a modern-day application of playing to people's fantasies. However, it's important to approach this with a balanced perspective. While understanding the power of fantasies can be a useful tool, it's equally crucial to be ethical and not manipulate or deceive people. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. This law is all about understanding people's deepest desires, fears, and motivations. This knowledge can give you a powerful edge in influencing or persuading them. Think of it as understanding someone's soft spot or what really drives them. In modern life, applying Law 33 would involve taking the time to get to know people on a deeper level. This isn't about manipulation, but rather about building genuine connections based on an understanding of what matters most to them. It could be their ambitions, their insecurities, or their values. For instance, in a workplace setting, if you know what truly motivates your colleagues or team members, you can lead and collaborate more effectively. You can offer encouragement in a way that really resonates with them, or assign tasks that align with their strengths and interests. Remember though, it's important to use this knowledge ethically and with respect for others. The aim isn't to exploit, but to build relationships based on trust and genuine understanding. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. This law suggests that in order to gain and maintain power, one should be skilled at orchestrating impressive and attention-grabbing events or displays. This is a strategy that has been used throughout history to influence and captivate people. One philosopher who touches on the importance of perception is Friedrich Nietzsche. He famously said, "There are no facts, only interpretations." This statement highlights how reality can be shaped and influenced by how it is presented and perceived. Creating a compelling spectacle aligns with this idea, as it involves crafting an interpretation of events or information that captures attention and shapes opinions. Plato's allegory of the cave can also be linked to this concept. He described a scenario where people are imprisoned in a cave, only able to see shadows on a wall. When one of them is freed and experiences the outside world, their perception changes dramatically. This allegory illustrates the power of perception and the potential for transformation through exposure to compelling and meaningful experiences. Creating compelling spectacles involves understanding the power of perception and using it strategically. It's about recognizing that how things are presented can greatly influence how they are understood and received by others. While this can be a powerful tool, it's important to remember that ethical considerations should always be at the forefront. The goal is not to manipulate or deceive, but rather to engage and inspire in a meaningful and authentic way. Law 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. This law essentially means that if you remove or weaken the leader or central figure of a group, the rest of the members are likely to become disorganized and less effective. Sun Tzu, in The Art of War, wrote, "In war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak." This is akin to targeting the leader to weaken the whole. However, it's important to approach this law with caution. It doesn't advocate for underhanded or malicious actions. Instead, it's about understanding the dynamics of leadership and the potential impact of changes in leadership positions. It's a reminder to be prepared for transitions and to have contingency plans in place. Remember, ancient philosophy also emphasized the importance of ethical behavior and moral values. So, while this law offers a strategic perspective, it's crucial to consider its application within a framework of integrity and respect for others. Law 48. Assume formlessness. This law encourages a flexible and adaptable approach to life's challenges. This concept resonates with the ancient philosopher Heraclitus, who famously said, "Everything flows. Nothing stands still." In modern terms, it means being able to adjust and change course when necessary, rather than rigidly sticking to a single plan. This is particularly important in a rapidly changing world where unexpected events and circumstances can arise. Imagine you're in a competitive business environment. If you're too attached to a specific strategy and refuse to adapt, you might find yourself struggling to keep up with market trends or new technologies. Instead, by assuming formlessness, you'd be open to shifting your approach based on what's most effective in the current situation. In personal relationships, this principle can also be valuable. People grow and change, and it's important to be adaptable and responsive to those changes. As the philosopher Lalozi said, water is fluid, soft and yielding. But water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. Being formless doesn't mean being without direction or principles. It's about having the wisdom to know when to be flexible and when to stand firm. This can help you navigate life's twists and turns with greater ease and effectiveness. There you have it, 10 important lessons from the 48 Laws of Power. If you found value in this video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We encourage you to get a copy of the book to get more wisdom from it. For more compelling insights and strategies, explore our channel. Remember, true power lies not just in knowing, but in applying wisdom judiciously. Thank you for watching.